Hey everyone, what's going on? Back again for another video. Thanks for tuning in. Today I got something a little special coming. I have had this Delsol for about a year now, and it is the B16, as you know, the dual overhead cam VTEC, and I've always been a little curious what it sounds like opened up a little bit. And right now it has the cold air intake on it, so you know when it crosses into VTEC you hear it. It's fun, you know, it makes cool noises, but I've always wanted to see what it'd be like just a little bit louder. And the muffler is, you know, obviously right at the end. It's two really easy bolts to get off. I don't even have to jack the car up, and I'm gonna take it off today. I'm gonna see what happens. I'm gonna see how it sounds. I'm gonna get some sound clips of it, roll around, just to kind of hear it opened up. I've never heard, you know, I've had friends with like a Honda, you know, my buddy Dex had an older one. It sounded pretty good, but I want to hear it on this one. I want to see what it sounds like. His was boosted, this one isn't. So I'm just curious how it comes out. I've heard like a couple of clips online. They didn't sound horrible because muffler deletes aren't usually that bad. I'm sure it's going to drone, and I'm not going to leave it like this. Don't worry, I'm going to get a real exhaust eventually. But I just wanted to see what it sounded like for a quick minute, and you know, I'll probably put the muffler back on later this week. But just as a fun video, kind of want to see what it sounds like. So I'm going to do that. And Max, who you've met briefly when we fixed Josh's Miata, I'll actually link that video up here. He is coming over with his Camaro. Now I can't remember what year it is. It is a 60 something, I believe, and it's blue, and I believe it's a 4-speed. I know it's a manual. I think that was the year they did the 4-speed. So no, it might be a 3-speed. Might be a 3. Don't quote me on that. I can't remember. I've only seen it like twice. But he's bringing it over in a couple of minutes, so maybe we'll take a ride in that if he takes us out. Pretty excited. I actually haven't seen that run since I met him. It's always just been in the garage. It's been getting fixed and stuff like that. So I'm pretty excited to see that come over. But yeah, I might as well get started on this. I think he's going to help us briefly with the Delsol, and you know, we'll get going from there. But I'll catch up with you guys in a minute. That sounds like him. Look at this thing. I had to get it on camera. See ya. So as you can see, it's Max's first day driving stick. Kind of bucked it a little bit there, but oh well. He had the whole family in there, so we're probably not going to go for a ride today. Maybe we'll get in there a different day, but for right now, we're going to get started on this car, and I'm actually going to bring it over to him in a little while because he did say he wanted to see it with the exhaust off and how obnoxious it turns out to be, so we're going to get started on that. So what's nice about this is it should be pretty quick. So if you can see all this, you got 2 bolts here, 1, 2, and then 2 hangers by the end of the muffler. So I'm going to try to take those off. It should be a pretty quick job. And actually what I'm gonna do right now, before I do that, I'm gonna insert a clip right here just so you can see what it sounds like with just the cold air intake and the stock exhaust, kind of get a feel for it, and then I'll take it out for a drive once this is done and give it like a little rev or something like that. So I think this is gonna be pretty good. I done did it. I got the first spring bolt off, and everything is so old on it that the bolt snapped. The spring just fell off, and the bolt came off with it, but the nut on the other side of the bolt is still there. So now when I go to put it back on, I'm gonna have to find a grinder and try to grind the bolt off essentially, and just basically break it down. And I'm sure there's, you know, we'll find a way to get it off, and it'll just grind itself right off. It'll be fine. But yeah, now I gotta figure out how to get the other side off. So give you a look-see. That's what we're looking at, and the other side. So you can see it's still there, but could be slightly problematic. We shall see. I actually still don't know how I'm going to get this one off, because that's going to be the toughest one. It's so in there. But yeah, stay tuned. All right, so long story short, it's off, but I had to cut the hanger, one of the hangers in the back. The other hanger, the metal bracket itself, just broke. The rubber hanger I had to cut off. So I'll have to get a new one of those, and honestly, not really worried about the other hanger because you didn't really need it. It was kind of in the back. It wasn't like keeping the exhaust level or anything. It was just kind of holding it there. And there's already another hanger holding up the mid pipe, so we should be good. I'm gonna put this camera on the ground and give it the first start up. So it sounds like a Honda. It's not the worst thing in the world. I'll have to take it on the street and actually hear it kind of opened up a little bit. So I'm gonna swing by Max's house, I think. I'm gonna text him, and he said he wanted me to bring it by. So if he still wants me to bring it by, I'm gonna swing over there. If not, I'm just gonna try to get a couple sound clips and see how it is. It's gonna be going back to stock within like a week or so. I'll just have to get some new hardware and maybe a new gasket or something. But other than that, I think it should be interesting to kind of hear this thing actually opened up. You know, it's deep, but it's coming out from the underneath the car, which I don't like. I like when it comes out the back. It's always a lot cleaner, or at least the sides. So it's not exactly what I'm looking for, but it will kind of give me an idea of what it sounds like opened up. So kind of curious to hear it. All right, so I'm hoping it's not too much wind noise in here. This is the maiden voyage with the new exhaust, or the new no exhaust, I guess you could say. It is definitely slightly louder on the inside and the outs. It's like louder on the inside, but it's not bad, it seems like so far. But I'm also just kind of lugging it in 5th gear, like going 40 miles an hour. So we will see when I actually open it up a little bit. But yeah, let's find out how it is. I am just ever so slightly curious. It doesn't seem too bad. I mean, it sounds like a Honda. Like, what else do you expect at this point, you know? Just gonna go full watt out of here. I might as well. No cops around. If this light would turn green, that would be great. Out of a Honda. It's not horrible. I gotta say, like, you know, maybe it's just because I'm biased. Maybe the car sounds like trash. I don't know. I'll have to get some outside shots tomorrow. It's not like really, I mean, there's like, not like drone. Like the FRS I had a lot of drone. Close that just in case. The FRS I had like a lot of drone at like 55 miles an hour, but I haven't had the car up that high yet, so we'll see how it is in a minute. I should have totally gone the other way. Up a little bit more. Take it to the road that was on before. It's definitely like not the best. You know, it's funny for now. I don't know why that BMW had its whole grille missing. It's grille's kind of cute. It's not great. It's really not. It's really not great at all. It's coming out from underneath the car. So it's just like echoing. It's just, but like, I bet if it was coming out the back, like it wouldn't be that bad. Again, it's not the best in the world, but it's fun. You know, I'll enjoy it for like a week or so, and I'll throw the muffler back on next, you know, at the end of next weekend or something, and you know, we'll see how it is. I go to work pretty early in the morning. I got to be to work at 5:30 in the morning, so I don't want to be like that annoying. I do like how this car is quieter than the other one. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still far quieter than the Subaru. Even on the startup, I mean, you guys heard, like, that was pretty much, that was a cold start, actually, like, that you heard, so it's not like a loud idle or anything, which is nice, but It's also warmer out, so that probably has something to do with it. But I mean, yeah, it drones a little bit, but it's fun. I think it's all right. You know, I'm gonna get like an afternoon of driving maybe tomorrow and see how it is. But I don't think it's horrible. I think Honda's got a really bad rep now that I have one, and I'm like, it's not that hard to get a decent sound if you just take the muffler off and put a pipe on from the back. Like, it's not that bad. People throw these rattling eBay exhausts on and they sound like trash. When in reality, it seems like it's not that difficult to get a decent sound out of it. It doesn't pop or bang or anything. I didn't know if it would have like a couple little burbles or something, but it doesn't really do any of that. Alright, let's just feed that in. It is definitely very droney, and the higher RPMs right around 50. Short shift there, but kind of had to. It's that D-cell. It's the D-cell. That's what it is. On the D-cell, it's definitely got like that typical like Honda, like D-cell drone, whatever it is, like that. You get the point. You kind of know what I'm getting at. It's got that very typical like crappy exhaust note. And I'm hoping that if I get a real exhaust, it'll kind of fix that. I don't want something overly loud. I know exactly the one I want. It's like the NVIDIA like G200 or something. It's like only sold in Europe, but you can have it shipped here. I've looked online and stuff, so you can have it done. So we'll see. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna give it a quick rundown. I'm gonna give it a quick shakedown. I'm gonna take it to the. Gotta stop here. I'm gonna take it to next to the barrier and just see if it's just that much more obnoxious or how it is real quick. But let's give it a shot. I gotta do a little loop-de-doo down. No, I know what I want to do. I know where I'm going. I know what I'm gonna do. The idle is a little bit louder. I can hear it like. You can hear it. It's there. All typical things. But at the same time, I really didn't know exactly what to expect. Like, I had an idea of what to expect from it, but at the same time, I was like, how loud is it really going to be? Like, how... You know, like, you don't really know until you... Like, you can have experience... You can work around cars for years, but if you... Like, no matter how much experience you have, sometimes you're just kind of like, I don't really know what to expect. I don't know what's going to happen. I have an idea, but I don't know exactly what it's going to be like. And this is that kind of moment. It's a very interesting sound. It's not again, when you're on the gas, it's not a bad sound. It's just like, it just sounds like a 4-cylinder, but it doesn't sound like a bad 4-cylinder. If that makes sense. Like, again, like 4-cylinders get such a like naturally aspirated inline 4-cylinders for the most part get a pretty bad rep because they just typically don't sound good no matter how hard you work at it. And this doesn't sound like all that bad. I'm very much like the typical Honda driver now with the crappy exhaust that I essentially cut off in my driveway, but as I drive by a Hellcat, you know what it is too, is the fact that that intake is still there, and that intake does make a lot of noise. So maybe this would be more interesting if I wasn't used to the sound that the intake makes. Like, don't get me wrong, it's much louder, but it would be interesting like without the intake, because the intake is obviously still there and it's still making a lot of noise. So I'd be curious how loud the exhaust note really is without the intake. Something to think about. But I'm not going through the process of putting the stock airbox back in just for a sound. Taking this exhaust off was already bad enough. I had to cut the hanger, whole thing, not fun. I'm not doing it again. So, yeah, next time this exhaust comes off, the whole thing's coming off. That's it. No questions asked. All right, so got a little barrier up here. I'm gonna leave the window down. I'm hoping for the best. Hopefully the wind noise isn't too bad for you. But I'll leave the passenger window up to at least minimize whatever I can. And we shall see how the VTEC treats us, boys and girls. Let's see how the VTEC treats us. Hopefully this red light is not as long. Yeah, it sounds super trashy. I'm also revving it at a red light, which doesn't help my image. Turn green, please! And obviously we're gonna go watt, so just be ready for that. All right, and all right, I'm just gonna do a second gear roll into it. Give this guy a little distance in front of me, and go. Off the limiter. There it is. Woo! It's so loud. You're not even going that fast. It takes so long to build up speed in this thing. Hit VTEC. I can't not hit VTEC every single time. Oh, it's so satisfying. Honestly, it's super biased of me, but I don't know if I'd even like this car as much if it didn't make all these VTEC noises. I think that's half the reason I love it so much. Like, yeah, the top comes off, it's a great car, but like, half the reason I love this thing is because of the sounds it makes. It's such like, I don't know, VTEC gets such like a bad rep, and it's just funny to be like, that's what makes it more fun, because it's like it's I don't know, it's weird. I don't even know how to describe it. I just think it's funny, and I enjoy driving it because of the sounds it makes. Exhaust or no exhaust. But all right, well, I suppose that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. Should I do an exhaust first? I wasn't gonna do an exhaust first. I was gonna do coils and wheels and all that stuff along with the rust to repair, as you guys know. So, you know, we'll have to see. Car just rolled over 220K yesterday. It's got some miles on it. You know, it's up there, and anything could happen at any day, but she's good. She's treating me good. So, other than that, I upload videos every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Be sure to tune in for those, and I will catch you on the flippity flip. Scratch out!